Hello everyone and welcome to this pick a card reading video. In this video, you will be hopefully asking yourself the question of, are you being lied to? Well, not hopefully, but hopefully you have something in mind if you clicked on this video. This should be something that is either recent or it's something that if it's from the past, you still don't have clear answers for. If you already know if somebody's been lying to you, like you have the evidence, the cold hard facts, then this isn't the video for you. So think of a situation. You can think of multiple different situations as well and choose different stacks that you're drawn to as it relates to the question, are you being lied to? Here is stack 1A, stack 2B, stack 3C, stack 4D. You can pause if you'd like and if you need some more time to figure out which stack you are most drawn to. If you are not drawn to any of the stacks, that's completely fine. This just might not be the pick a card reading video for you, but I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my YouTube channel. As a reminder, everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello 1A and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So here we have 5 of Pentacles upright, Ace of Cups in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Pentacles upright, 2 of Swords upright, and the 9 of Swords in reverse. And then we have 43 Zebra Stone, Compassion Root Chakra. This represents you in this situation, your energy, as well as Rabbit, fertility, your creativity is at peak. And then for the other person or people involved, we have 25 Larimar, water/ocean, throat chakra, and we have whale, soul's path, honor your soul's purpose. And for the angel answers cards, we have ask for help from others and meditation brings answers. So it's a very interesting stack here, interesting pile. There's so many different directions I'm being pulled. I think all in all, I have to tell you that even though with the angel answers cards, we didn't get a clear, like, 100% yes or no, I think with meditation brings answers, that already indicates that a lot of you already know or have a feeling about what the answer is for this situation. But maybe you just haven't heard the specific truth from the person or the party involved. Like you've heard from other people maybe about certain things, but not from the person directly. That can also be insinuated by that 6 of Pentacles. It's like people talk. Oh, and 5 and 6 of Pentacles are mirroring each other. Anyway, there's a lot of Pentacles energy here. And Pentacles is about stability. 6 of Pentacles is also about balance. It can be about balance of information. So it's really interesting based off of what also the other person or the other party involved, based off of their energy, it seems like they are very much go with the flow. And it seems like they kind of just say it how it is. They say what's on their mind, they say it how it is. They're not afraid to speak their mind, but it doesn't come across as them trying to be overbearing. They seem very calm, cool, and collected as they speak their truth, but it seems like that can get them in trouble sometimes because what was I gonna say? It can get them in trouble sometimes when they express everything that's on their mind because I think for some reason it's hard to almost take the person seriously. I don't know why am I picking up on that? Maybe it's just because they don't have as much nuance. Like, they're so serious all the time. Or not even serious, again, it's not serious energy, but maybe they just say how they're feeling all the time. I wonder if some people kind of think that they're just doing a joke, or that they don't really mean what they say. Just because it seems like I think some people, and maybe this is also just how this person is, they could be the type of person who jokes around a lot. So sometimes it just is hard to tell if somebody's being truthful or if they are lying. And for some of you, as it relates to the situation, the person or the people involved, it's like they don't realize that they've said something that's bothered you almost. It's very interesting. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people who chose this stack, if this relates to a romantic relationship. That's just the vibe I'm getting. It doesn't have to be, of course. Oh, and we have rabbit fertility. So that's just extra in there, but it seems like this person, the way they say things, I think it's more so the demeanor in which they say it, like very chill, go with the flow, that sometimes people get offended by that because you know how there's people who sometimes if they're relaying information to you, you can tell they're trying to be people pleasy, where they're very gentle with their words. This person just seems to very it's weird though, because they have a gentle nature. I just think they say things how it is. They're just a very chill person, but people don't know what to take seriously, and because there's a lack of nuance, it's hard to decipher if there's any, like, hidden meaning, which I don't think this person talks in code or anything very much. That's not the vibe I'm getting, at least, that they talk in code or anything, or that they're trying to have a hidden message. But I think the issue is that with you, I feel that you may take things in a different route, especially with the your creativity is at peak. It makes me think that spirit is like, you come up with creative ideas for why you think a certain way. I think some of you in this situation could self-sabotage. So if somebody's lying in this situation, it gives the vibe of yeah, you just self-sabotage. Like you take the words that this person is saying and you twist them, but I don't think you do it really intentionally. I just think that you're the type of person who is the opposite, where you do find hidden meaning, or you try to decipher the code. You try to figure out if there's anything extra, any additional meaning that this person is trying to say, or if there's anything that they're not fully, truthfully telling you. So I feel like a lot of you probably aren't very trusting people necessarily. It's really weird though that we have compassion here. To me, that just makes me think that a lot of you have been overly trusting in the past. So then when somebody tells you something, you don't always accept it at face value. And so then you try to come up with different reasons behind thinking this person is lying and not being fully truthful. That's indicated by that 5 of Pentacles too. I talked about how gossip could be related to the 6 of Pentacles, but I think the 5 of Pentacles as well. So I wonder if you've been hurt by gossip in the past as well, or more specifically, yeah, somebody. And I think this is why some of you may be triggered in this situation, is because maybe you're hearing gossip from other people in your life. There's people in your life, and also the 2 of Swords energy is giving me like devil and angel on the shoulder, where I think a lot of you need to evaluate your current relationships in your life. It feels like there's too many people who care about gossiping, and like they themselves over exaggerate, and then it causes you to question things. And so I think you should evaluate the relationships in your life, the friendships specifically, even family member relationships though. It feels like you have people in your life who aren't very kind, and they're just like they poke the bear. They keep adding to any gossip, or as long as it's not them that has to deal with the drama, they're fine talking about other people's drama, even if it's you, right? So I would be careful about certain people you have in your life. With that Knight of Pentacles in reverse, it makes me think too that, well, 2 of Swords indicates lack of trust, not knowing who to trust in this situation. So that indicates it could be people outside of your friend group or family group, but I think for a lot of you, it is people within your inner circle who are telling you these different things, like, oh, I heard this, or oh, I bet it's actually this, or I always got a bad vibe about this, or I actually got a good vibe about this. Whatever it is. There's people like that around you in the situation. More so, it's likely to be people in your inner circle, but Knight of Pentacles in reverse tells me that I was going to say something else earlier, but now looking at it, I will say that I think a lot of you listen to the advice of your friends and family. That's indicated by pretty much all the cards here as well. It seems like Ace of Cups in reverse, you don't trust your own intuition, at least as it relates to this situation or this person involved. This Ace of Cups indicates a lack of utilizing intuition, and I think a lot of you are very blocked in your intuition, because what you think is your intuition for a lot of you is actually just other people's input. So you have to be very careful about taking the advice from other people, and also in taking the gossip from other people. If it's not directly from this person, then you shouldn't worry as much. And maybe this person said something and you're questioning it. So then you try to talk to people, and these people are like, "Well, I actually think they meant this by that, and I actually think they aren't being truthful." So then maybe if you were a little bit worried before, now you're even more worried. It's so interesting though how we have asked for help from others. In this situation, I think this more so relates to more third party neutral people, not people who are directly in your inner circle. I think asking for advice or asking for input from people who both you and this other person are friends with, or who you both know really well, who isn't like, or maybe even you know what I'm getting? Somebody talking to somebody who is closer to the other person, or who knows the other person well, or knows, or like even lives with them. It could be like a roommate type situation, right? I think talking to somebody in that person's life who's more connected to them as opposed to you, that's not always going to be the case, obviously, for situations. But in this situation, I think that asking for input from other people, or asking if what they think about the situation, I think you'll get more clarity. And I think a lot of the people in this person's life too are also very go with the flow. So if you were to talk to other people, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's nothing to worry about. Like, that's just Tim, or that's just Jenna." Like, that's just how they are. Like, they were telling you the truth. They weren't wanting you to look further into it, or there wasn't any hidden meaning behind that. It seems like they're just telling you exactly how it is. And if it relates to something that other people in that person's life know about, then they could clarify or give validation, like, yeah, this is like they went to this store at this time and this day. I don't know, right? Like, if you worry about that person said they were here, but I bet they weren't. You just get a feeling like they weren't there. And you talk to somebody, it's like, "Oh, yeah, I was literally with them." Like, if you're reach out to somebody who they said they're with, it's like, "Oh, yeah, I was with them." It's very much like that. I think you're asking for advice from the wrong people, and so talking to people in the other person's inner circle would be helpful, and/or people who are more neutral to, as in people in both of your lives who aren't specifically connected more to you or to the other person. And I also see this being a situation that you won't have to worry about for much longer. Like, I see you a year from now, this won't even be an issue. Like, this won't be something that you think about often. I just think there is quite, it's not even misunderstanding. I just think misinterpreting on your part is what I'm getting from this. But it doesn't come across in a negative way. And I think if you were to tell this person about, finally, like if you talk to other people and then finally, after you ask for advice from other people who aren't in your direct inner circle, uh, after, if you decide to do that, obviously communicate and talk to this person. They have that Larimar connected to the throat chakra, their go with the flow. Like, I think this person will be very understanding and they won't judge you if you come across as like clingy or judgmental or just untrusting. If you say, "Hey, I have concerns about what you said and I took it in this way, but I want you to clarify if I actually should take it in this way. Like, I want to be able to trust you, but obviously there's a lack of trust here that I'm sensing. So building up trust with this person would be helpful. But besides just that, hmm, where was I going? So I was looking at the guidebooks. I wonder if I was gonna maybe go read in the guidebooks for these, but I don't even know if maybe I will for the eternal crystals, but not for the other ones. I don't know, because I don't know how I don't know, maybe I will, and it will just provide extra clarification. But when I was looking at that, then it made me steer off course. What was I saying? Oh, so if you open up to this person, I see them trying to meet you where you are at and not being upset. I see you being able to resolve this issue. But we also have with meditation brings answers. I think again a lot of you already know, like, if you actually tone down the hypervigilant voice and really intuitively feel and think, as opposed to having the ego brain like be overthinking, I think you'll realize this is nothing you had to worry about. That Nine of Swords in reverse energy, this is nothing you've had to worry about. This is something that you should have just taken at face value. But it's good actually that you almost have this concern, because I think it will, once this is resolved, you'll grow closer with the other person. For some of you, maybe you're no contact with this other person involved. Maybe this is something that's in the past. You don't talk to this person anymore. then I think Spirit is saying this is time to let it go and really think about why it's still keeping up space in your mind. And with asking for help from others, yeah, if you wanted to reach out to people to provide clarity and insight, also ask for help from others can indicate just from your guides telling you, hey, this is something you don't need to worry about. And it's something that maybe you misconstrued in the past, or maybe you just took it something too personally and you just for some reason thought the other person was lying. Spirit is saying there's no need to either way worry about the situation anymore. And so if this person's still in your life, I see it easily being resolved. And hopefully a big lesson you learn is how to trust your intuition moving forward and not trusting outside sources. Hopefully getting rid of some bad eggs in your or bad friends in your inner circle, or not talking to family members who put a damper on things and look at things in a more negative light. Okay, I think I will read in the guidebooks now. So let's go to is it the last crystal in here? Nope, second to last. Zebra stone, compassion, root chakra. So this is your energy. I'm gonna read the cards that relate to your energy first. Take what resonates and then you can discard the rest. 43 zebra stone, compassion, root chakra. You have so much compassion for people and or animals, always making sure that everybody's taken care of. You are a genuinely caring person who will go out of their way to help anyone in need. It is a very positive, endearing personality trait to be compassionate. Just make sure that you are not being so compassionate and looking after everyone else's needs all the time that you forget your own needs and wants. So that's the thing. When you focus on other people, it's hard to understand what it is that you are feeling or what it is that you want. Also, I wonder if in this situation too, some of you maybe like somebody could lie about like, oh yeah, I'm doing good. And maybe you think they're lying, like, no, I think they're doing bad because they aren't texting me as much. If it's stuff like that, Spirit is saying you gotta not be hyper vigilant in that way. Try to have some balance in your life. It is great for you to help others, but you also need to recognize when it's time for you to help yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Try to muster up some of that plentiful compassion for yourself. If you need to take some time out to be on your own, or if you need to say no to someone, that is perfectly okay. Don't feel guilty for needing to look after yourself. We all need time out to recharge, otherwise, we would be of no help to anyone else. Zebra stone can help you to ground yourself. It also helps you to feel divine love and vitality. It is associated with the root chakra. And then let's go to rabbit here, because maybe that relates to you as well. And I thought when I think of rabbits too, I think of erratic energy where rabbits are bouncing up and down all over the place. So I think a lot of you just need to center yourself and if you meditate, it'll bring the answers. Rabbit fertility, your creativity is at a peak. This is an incredibly creative and fertile time right now for you. Get going on those projects you've always wanted to do or those that you've started but haven't finished. These are not necessarily ones that have anything to do with earning money, but those with which you have a passion for, whether writing, painting, sculpting, or some other expressive art form. Don't even think about whether you're good enough, and don't measure your creations against anyone else's. Let them be the unique manifestations of your fertile imagination without comparing them to anyone or anything else. If you're spending a lot of time, or if some of you too, then I wonder if you could be competitive in terms of your creativity with other people, or just in general, like you are wondering if you have enough compared to other people. So if there's another person involved in this kind of situation, Spirit is saying you have enough, just focus on yourself. If you're spending a lot of time frittering away precious time on things that really aren't all that important, then take all that energy and pour it into your creative pursuits. If everything to you is work, 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 then it's even more important that you play through these channels. All those distractions sidetrack you from knowing the joy of pure and unadulterated artistic revelation. Go for it. Go for it and let yourself feel uninhibited joy in the process. Additional associations: vigilance, abundance, agility, sacrifice. The sacrifice kind of ties in with compassion too. You sacrifice yourself for other people, so then it's hard to decipher things for yourself, for your own life. I wonder if you give people advice a lot, and then, yeah, it's just you don't know how to take advice yourself, or you just don't trust your own intuition for yourself. But now let's go to the other person's energy. We have 25 Larimar, water/ocean, oh, my cat just went on, clicked on. Okay, we're still going. He stepped on my computer, which is not good. We have Larimar Water Ocean Throat Chakra. This beautiful Larimar crystal is here to give you a sense of inner peace and tranquility. Feel the relaxing energy surrounding you now. Larimar is connected to the sky and to water and the ocean. A soft, nurturing water element crystal, Larimar encourages you to spend more time near the water. You may like to visit a river, lake, pond, or even the ocean. Any of these will help you to reconnect with the water element energy that you need right now. When you go to the water, feel all of your tension and worries being washed away. Breathe in the fresh air. Listen to the sound of the nature surrounding you, the waves of the ocean, a running stream, or the wind rustling the leaves of nearby trees. As you listen to or watch the water flow around you, imagine that all of your worries or concerns are being swept away with the water. You are being encouraged to go with the flow, and yeah, that's literally what I was saying, go with the flow in all areas of your life. Relax and throw all of your expectations and all need for control out the door. Enjoy the freedom of flow and acceptance into your life. Yeah, I just very much feel this is this person's energy. Go with the flow. Now let's go to Whale, which is second to last. And it says, Whale, soul's path, honor your soul's purpose. It's time to stop fooling yourself and get moving on your soul's path. Pay close attention to the subtleties of your experience and listen very, very carefully to those urgings that are begging you to honor the deepest truth of who you are. Not what you think everyone else will approve of, but the path that heeds the voice of your soul that's been calling to you since before you were born. Yeah, when I think of this card to the Whale card, even Larimar, both these together, this person I feel like is a very old soul, and it gives very much Sagittarius energy, and I feel like they're the type of person who's always trying to learn things. They also feel like somebody who's more so a lone wolf. Like somebody who's solo, does things for themselves, and doesn't worry. And I feel like they're opposite of you, where they don't worry as much about other people and what they think. Every experience up to this point in your life has shaped you, and even the lives that you've lived before exert their karmic influence. At this point, you can no longer live your life driven solely by ego. Instead, it's important to consciously and consistently attune to your most profound sense of self and align with Spirit's intent. It will take courage and faith to dive into these depths, but you have indeed funded the power and the strength to do so. Claim the destiny that you know is yours and act on it now. Additional associations: migration, devotion, communication, soul memory. So it's interesting that communication is here. So I wonder if they've already really clearly, like I said, I feel like they just say how they feel. So I feel like they do communicate clearly what they're thinking or feeling or what's going on. They seem like they're very balanced in terms of intuition and logic, but it just seems like for some reason you just don't trust it, or it's almost too like maybe you're like, this is too good to be true. So that's where that self-sabotage can come in. So be careful about that. But all in all, if I were to say, is this person lying to you or are you being lied to? I would say no, based off of what we have here. And I feel like this won't even be an issue soon in the future. Even if this has been something that's from the past, like hopefully this will provide you the validation you need. Okay, I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 1A, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can update your comment again sometime in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out my other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my YouTube channel, and you can check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR. That will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 1A, and take care. Hello, 2B, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards pulled here are the Devil upright, Two of Pentacles upright, Queen of Pentacles upright, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Swords upright. And then the cards that represent your energy are, like just in general or as it relates to this person or situation, are 34 Rose Quartz, Love Heart Chakra, and Squirrel Preparation. Get ready for big changes. For the other person, we have 30 Okanite, Past Life Patterns, All Chakras, and Pelican Forgiveness, Let Go of Your Judgments. And then we have, for the Angel Answers cards, Don't Stop and Remain Positive. So even though those aren't clear messages of if somebody is lying to you, they make sense within this reading, and I'll explain how that is. So, I don't think this is the first time this person has lied to you. I think a lot of you are already aware of this person having lied to you and other people. And with the past life patterns card, it seems like this is a pattern not only in this lifetime, but throughout past lives as well, where this person has an issue with lying. Because we have Pelican forgiveness, let go of your judgments here, it makes me think of some different things. First of all, I know people throw around the word narcissist, and that's not like the best term for everything. I'm not saying that this person involved is a narcissist, but what I will say is that there are narcissistic tendencies that are present here. So, whether this person's a narcissist or not, they have tendencies that relate to narcissism, and that's because they truly hold a lot of shame, is the way that this comes across. That they hold a lot of shame, and I think it seems like they're very judgmental of other people in life, but it's truthfully that they're most judgmental toward themselves without even realizing it because of all the shame that they hold. And so I think too, they're the type of person who, if they've gone through things in life or in their childhood, they're the type of person to use that as a crux or as a reason for why they act the way they do. Like, yes, we all have issues and we have traumas. Most of us have traumas from childhood, but we can't blame our childhood and our past. We have to be able to also take responsibility for our own actions in life, especially as we get older and we have more knowledge, right? We should at least seek more knowledge. We should seek more understanding of ourselves and how we can treat other people as a way to not impact people negatively in the way that maybe this person's been negatively impacted in their childhood or when they were younger. It seems like with the Five of Swords upright, this person isn't willing to back down, and I feel like this person isn't the type of person who's really willing to express any wrongdoing or express that they're lying. I think this person is the type of person who would rather lie than to say that they are in the wrong. And I think that Two of Pentacles upright tells me that they very much, in the imagery of it too, they very much juggle people around, like, they juggle people's emotions around. I don't think they're unafraid to lie, even if it pits other people against each other. And I think they're able to juggle a lot of lies at once and to keep that going. And then, there's so many lies that pile up. It almost seems like, how could this even like be a lie at this point? And this person's like, well, I can keep lying. I have more stuff, more tricks in my bag. It's very much that energy. So, just all in all, I feel like this person definitely is lying to you. You're being lied to in this situation. And I feel like this person, I don't know if this is about a big thing or a small thing. I feel like it's something where it could be more than you realize that they're lying about multiple things, that they have lied about multiple things. And the fact that you have Rose Quartz Love Heart Chakra here, I wonder if this relates to a romantic relationship. Oftentimes when I think of the Four of Wands energy, it makes me think of that as well. Ten of Cups in reverse makes me think like this person has a family that they didn't tell me about. I know that that's more niche, like that's not like as common as people say, I guess. Or maybe it's more common than people say, I don't know. But just be careful about that if you are with somebody and you find out that like they get somebody else pregnant or that they become pregnant through somebody else or that they have like another family. You could on the very rare occasion this could indicate like being related to your lover somehow if you do DNA testing, but I doubt it because it seems like it's more of a problem on this one person, right? So I don't really get that, but I just thought that it's funny. It's not funny when that happens, that sucks, but like it just that shows up on here, but I doubt that that's really the case. And yeah, this person just doesn't appear to take ownership for their actions. It's always somebody else's problem. It's never they're never the one at fault. Um, yeah, Ten of Pentacles in reverse makes me think further how this person maybe had a really bad upbringing. It could be too that if this is a romantic partner, maybe they don't get along well with in-laws, or maybe, you know what? I think whether you're like dating this person or they're a friend or whatever, I feel like there's something from their past, especially as it relates to family that they're not telling you about. Or even if it doesn't revolve around family, it's just I feel like there's something from their past that they're hiding from you. It's very much the cards are very much giving the energy of like, people who find out only years later that the person they're friends with like murdered somebody. It's like, oh, I didn't know that. I wish I knew that. So I feel like there's definitely already information that is being withheld from you. even separate from this lie that you think that they have about a certain situation. It feels like there's multiple lies this person has told you and that multiple lies about who they are as a person that they have told you, but then just other parts of themselves that they haven't revealed that they should reveal. That it feels almost like that it pretty much is lying that they haven't revealed certain parts of themselves that are very I honestly want to say dark and sinister. I know it sounds like really far out there, but it's true. There's just a lot of bad energy tied to this person. Whether you decide that this person should be in your life still or not, like, I will say if they are going to continue being in your life, whether they've lied or not, whether you forgive them, whatever, this is somebody who you want to keep at a very far away distance. I don't see that having this kind of person around you would be good for you in your health. I see it being very damaging, actually. And so I would just be very careful. I mean, the devil too. I feel like this person doesn't have good intentions. This person, it's like half of them believes the stories that they say and the lies that they tell, and the other half of them doesn't, but it's just like, well, I'm not gonna change. This is who I am, and this is what works best for me. But the thing is, with this kind of person, I don't think they self-reflect much. That's why it's like a lot of ego is involved, where they think that everything they do is fine and like it's in the best interest for them, what they say or do, so it doesn't matter how it affects other people. It's very much that energy. And it does not feel good. Ugh, and I feel like they view you as this Queen of Pentacles where you're somebody who's stable, you're somebody who they can rely on and who they can take from. I feel like this person drains you of your energy and also I wouldn't be surprised if they are the type of person who's asked you for money before, if you've given them money, if they've stayed at your house before. There's something about you that they know that they can rely on you and they can keep taking from you in different senses, and that's materially as well as, mentally and emotionally, spiritually, all that. This person knows that they can manipulate you as well. It just feels like a very manipulative person, and they feel like the type of person who's been through this with other people before, where it's like, then when somebody similar to you is done dealing with the crap of this person, then they just move on to the next person, the next thing. And I feel like they view people as like toys in a game. It's ugh. I am telling you, the energy, the way that this reads in this energy is cuckoo bananas. And I just feel like you're such a caring and nurturing person. So, and if with the squirrel preparation, you're ready for big changes, that can mean some different things. It could indicate that you've already been through many changes in your life, but maybe you're falling back on bad patterns by being around people who don't treat you well. That can kind of be indicative here with the squirrel, but also I think they get ready for big changes. To me, when I pulled that first, I was being told that there's already so much currently going on in your life or in the like very near future there's going to be a lot going on that I just think you don't have time to deal with this person. It's not worth it to even have them in your life because you'll just have so much stuff to do and you'll fill your time with things that are more conducive, things that make more sense for you to spend your time on. And so by doing that, it's like you won't even have to worry about this person or any of their shenanigans, any of their wrongdoings, because you'll just be in your own lane. It's really a time of independence I see coming up for you. Because I think maybe in your past or in your present, a lot of people have relied on you, or maybe you've even relied on a lot of people. And we have the love of rose quartz here. You have so much love to give, and that's beautiful. But we have to make sure that you're not giving away your energy to the wrong people, and that people undeserving of your love do not receive that love. There's people in the world who say, everybody deserves love. It's like, okay, well, I know at least for me, if people are gonna keep walking over me and treating me poorly, they don't deserve access to my love, especially if I give chances and people keep screwing that up. So take that into consideration. Spirit's like there's so much that's in the future, like in the works for you. So you don't even have to worry about this person anymore. They don't really need to, it's not even just about are they lying to you? It's like, do you even want this person in your life? And if with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, for some of you, this person is blood related to you. I am not a therapist and I'm not a counselor, but what I can say is that I am no contact with my father and other members of my family, I guess you could say. Like, I haven't blocked on everything, him and other family members. And it's like, people are like, "Why would you do that? They're family." I was like, "Okay, throughout my whole life, my dad has treated me like absolute dog crap. He has not ever owned up to his mistakes. He doesn't truthfully apologize. Why would I want to have somebody in my life? It doesn't matter if you're blood related, because then also that kind of stuff really makes me mad too, because it's like, what about people who are, like, literally adopted or put into foster homes? Like, does that mean that because somebody gets adopted into a family where they're not blood related, it's like somehow that's different? And it would be different if like, you have adoptive parents as opposed to biological parents who you're technically related to, that you feel like, societally speaking, you need to stick around these people. It's like, why? That just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter if people are blood related or not. The people who want to show up for you can and will show up for you. The people who are good for you and your well-being and who uplift you, who believe in you, who motivate you to also be a better person, and when there's an equal exchange, that's where that's true love, is when you can give love but also receive love. And I don't see a balance here at all. I see you giving a lot of love and time. I see you being very patient too. That's a big thing. You've already been patient enough, so this person already has what's the word? Foregone? Given up your trust? It's not worth it to keep continuing this relationship, because with past life patterns, they need to work through this themselves, and you're just another punching bag for them. It is not worth it to continue to be that punching bag. It is not worth it for this person either, because they need to be able to break this cycle. They need to be able to break this patterning, and by you being around them and being this sort of punching bag, or being somebody that they can continue to lie to or manipulate, that isn't actually helping them at all. That's just furthering them down this long road of hopefully being able to recover and heal themselves enough and recognize these patterns. But if you stick around, I just don't see that they would be able to do that. I don't see them having the ability. I just see them being a very negative and draining person. I see that they won't change after this, and that in this situation, you are likely being lied to. And if not for this situation, I just see them being somebody who lies to you in general for many things, or who doesn't tell full truths, withholds information. And yes, withholding information is a form of lying, unless it's something minuscule. But if it's something that's not, then and that you feel like they should have told you, then yes, that is lying. So don't make excuses for this person. You've done enough for this person to try to see the other person's humanity. It's time for you to focus now on yourself. This might be something that still impacts you in the future, this situation or this person, but Spirit is saying there's so much that you have going on. They say remains positive. Don't stop on this journey of healing for yourself. Don't stop can also indicate don't stop seeking answers from these people, but really it's like I more so get the sense that don't stop, like, asking questions, even if it's just to yourself. Like, is this person true in what they're saying here? Are they lying here? So don't stop asking yourself questions, questioning this person's motives, which don't appear to be good, and remain positive, because there's so many beautiful, positive things coming your way. And like it feels very exciting. It feels very new and very fresh. So then it's like you won't even have to worry about this person and all their shenanigans anymore. And also, they could be somebody who's tied to you from a past life as well. So this could be very karmic for you to break that chain, break that cyclic pattern, and instead focus on you. So it's good for both of your karmic journeys if you are connected in any way with that. So let's go into the guidebook. It could provide some extra information. And so let's go to your cards first, your oracle cards that represent your energy. So we have rose quartz, love, heart chakra. Open your heart today. As you feel love for yourself, you will automatically attract love from others. It's important that you nurture yourself as a mother would tenderly nurture her child. You give so much love out to other people, family and friends. There is nothing wrong with you taking some time to nurture yourself. Visualize or feel the healing energy of rose quartz clearing out any past relationship hurts from your heart. Take time to acknowledge and feel the love which surrounds you from your past loved ones and your family and friends who are living. Drawing this crystal is not only a sign of your need for self-love, it is also a time for you to focus on your relationship area. Rose quartz is known as the love stone. It is associated with the heart chakra. It opens your heart up to unconditional love. Rose quartz's message for you is that your heart will soon fill with happiness. You will enjoy a wonderful, equal, loving relationship with an existing intimate partner, or if you are single or aren't in a satisfying relationship, a new one will enter your life soon. Then let's go to squirrel in here. Squirrel preparation, get ready for big changes. Feel the anticipation of what you know is coming. Get ready, get everything ready and in place. This can be a new job, a new relationship, or a major move. There will be, or even a breakup, right? There will no doubt be challenges, but you can prepare for them in a number of ways. The most important kind of readiness has to do with your mind. How smoothly you move through these changes is totally dependent on your attitude, thoughts, and beliefs. There's no need to scurry, no need to worry. Rather than rush, make each movement count. If you worry, it will just make everything a lot harder. Just do what you have to do to prepare. Don't get so bogged down in making list after list. This can help, but at this time it's better to stay active, focused, and purposeful in your efforts. Get a sense of where you're going, even if you may change course later. Rely on family and close friends for support before and during this transition. And most important, keep breathing. Additional associations, gathering, activity, alertness, guardian. That's good that they were saying that. Like, there are people in your life who do love you and care about you, so they're willing to help you through any transition away from this person. And they probably will be happy to hear about that as well. Some people are probably like, you should have stopped talking to this person a long time ago, you know? Now for Okanite, number 30, past life patterns, all chakras. You have been drawn to this powerful Okanite crystal to help you to remove any old patterns or beliefs that are holding you back. These old beliefs and patterns may be from this lifetime or from some of your past lives. It is now time for you to see that there are many different and new ways to act or to look at things. Try to look at each situation for what it is. If you remain positive, it will help you to move through any challenging situation. If you feel that there may be some past life issues surrounding you, it is now time for you to release these hurts or obstacles. You do not need to be burdened or held back by anything from the past. Free yourself from any karmic debts by affirming, I am now free. Anything that no longer serves me or that is holding me back or hurting me is now released. See yourself surrounded in love and forgiveness. Okanite will help you to clear any obstacles in your path. It also helps you to clear all of your chakras. Yeah, see, I think this person isn't going to break through past life or current karmic patterns by you being the punching bag. They will do it from their own journey. And I think that this kind of separation or these boundaries put in place will help them to realize certain things and hopefully will help them to start any self-reflection that they've never done or that they've put off or that they've not dived into enough. Okay, let's go to Pelican. Forgiveness. Let go of your judgments. Each time you judge yourself or others, you immediately create the illusion of separation. Separation from your environment, from other human beings, and most critically, separation from the Creator and all of creation. Immersing yourself in this illusion creates pain that manifests as hurt, anger, or even attack in words or deed. And if you stop and reflect, you'll find that what you judge in others is really a projection of a shadow aspect of yourself. Yep. Therefore, the source of these judgments is not just contained in the other, it's something in yourself that you may not be aware of. Once you realize how judgments separate, there's an opportunity to forgive. First, the other person for his or her perceived transgressions or shortcomings, then yourself as you identify the shadow aspect in you that you had projected onto this individual. In the light of this realization, all illusion of separation vanishes. This is true forgiveness, not an empty mantra you repeat over and over again in order to support some false notion of forgiveness, but a genuine release of any and all judgments. When you've forgiven, this act returns you to a state of love, acceptance, and peacefulness. You'll know when this has happened because you'll feel the natural and tranquil state of unity with the Creator and all creation. Additional associations. Grace, unselfishness, self-sacrifice, cooperation. I think, yeah, those cards perfectly in the guidebook explain this person. And a lot of this is subconscious and a lot of it is like them not even truly, like, fully honestly realizing how much of an impact they have on others in a negative way because they just don't self-reflect and they really feel like they don't do anything wrong. And anything they feel like they do wrong, they think is justified. They try to justify their actions and say, well, this is why I did that. This is why I think that. And it's just, it's just not positive. They need to be able to work through this themselves. You can't change people. People have to be willing to change themselves. And so that's something they're gonna have to work on themselves. Any help you've tried giving them, it's just not worth it to keep up with this anymore. Also, with the devil upright, I wanted to say this could be somebody that deals with addiction issues or like money, gambling issues, anything of an addictive nature. They could deal with issues with that. But there's only so much you can do with Queen of Pentacles upright that could indicate more. I talked about a little bit earlier, but like if you ever give financially to this person, I don't see that that is necessarily always a positive thing. Uh, I'm not like an expert on addiction or addiction management, addiction recovery or treatment, but you know, in those situations it's hard, but there's only so much you can do, and if people still aren't willing to change, then you have to be willing to put up better boundaries for yourself to protect your own peace. Because I don't think whatever the situation is, this person isn't in a place right now to be open and to understand. If they get to that point, it will be later on in life. It's not right now. And they need to get to that point themselves, unfortunately. But I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 2B, for watching and listening to this video. I hope it was insightful and helpful. If you liked the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack at all, and you can update your comment again sometime in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel, and you can check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, to be, and take care. Hello 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards pulled here are Page of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Wands in reverse, Death in reverse, Strength in reverse, Seven of Wands upright, and King of Swords upright. And then we have, for the cards, 19 Hematite Mental Strength Root Chakra, 14, oh, but wait, actually, first I want to say this. So 19 Hematite Mental Strength Root Chakra, and then Koala, Empathy, Speak Less and Listen More. Those two cards represent your energy. And then the other cards, 14 Clear Quartz, Meditation, Crown Chakra, and Lying, Courage, Ask for What You Want, represents the other person's energy, or other people, their energy. And then the Angel Answers card is No with an exclamation point. So you pulled that card. And so are you being lied to? Obviously, we have here it says no. And even as I was shuffling before, or as I was pulling cards for the stack, before I even looked at the cards themselves, I'm like, for some reason, I feel like this stack is going to deal with communication issues. Or there's just going to be a difference in how you communicate. So when I looked at the cards, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So I also love how we have Hematite Mental Strength and we have Strength in reverse. Here's the thing. I think you all, the people who have chosen to watch this, I think that you take things personally. You easily take things personally. And I think it's easy for you to get on the defense, where it's like you're sticking up for yourself, or you always, like, some of you too, even like over explain yourselves. But I think a lot of you have stubborn energy and think that you're right a lot of the times. And when you realize later on, when you're thinking about things to yourself, it's like you're too stubborn to admit when you're wrong as well. And I think it's hard for you to trust people. And so because of that, you think that people are always lying to you, or you think that people are always wronging you in some way. And with the cards here, it indicates that, yeah, you easily, I think, see the worst possible scenario, and you take things personally even if things aren't meant to be. It's actually very interesting because when I tap into this person's energy, it's like I feel like they very much mind their own business. They give off those vibes where I think you might be pressed or upset about something, and they're just like, I just thought I was clearly communicating. Even Clear Quartz, it's in the name. I think that's part of the reason why this was pulled for them, where I feel like they're actually a pretty cool, calm, and collected person, and that I think they're actually very good at communicating. So I think when they do communicate with you, I think you take it the wrong way and just think that they're lying to you, even though they're like, I literally just said I literally just said this. I literally just gave you confirmation. You're like, well, I don't believe you. Because what about this? What about this thing you did 5 months ago, right? And so I think you're the type of person too who you hold on to memories. And it reminds me of in fights, when couples have fights, there's people who do that where it's like, what about this awful thing you did? And then like 5 months ago. And it's like that isn't actually relevant to the situation. I think you are taking the situation out of context. And with the Two of Wands reverse, it's like you're taking this somewhere where it doesn't even make sense. Like, it's like this answer, your solutions or your answers, they're just out of this world, but not in a good or positive way. Page of Pentacles in reverse, I think a lot of you are being very irrational, but with the Death in reverse and Strength in reverse, it makes me believe that there's quite a bit of things that have happened in your past. For some of you, it relates to your childhood, but for some of you, it actually, I think, relates to relationship dynamics that you've had as an adult. And so you're like, I'm not going to be the fool. I'm not going to be the one to be walked over. And so then I think you kind of come in too hot, where it's like you attack other people before they attack you. And so if this person is telling you clearly what's going on, if they're like, "Oh yeah, I was just hanging out with a friend." Let's say you're in a relationship, right? And this is what it relates to. And they're like, "I was just hanging out with a friend." And you're like, "No, because they posted a picture of a charcuterie board and you weren't in the picture." And then your partner would be like, "Well, no, I wasn't in the picture, but I was still there." It's very much those vibes where I think you're taking things out of context and making up a new story for yourself. And Spirit saying there's with the no card, that's the most emphatically no, like expressively saying no card in that deck. That's the only there's only one card that has no with an exclamation point in that oracle deck. Um so flat out Spirit's like I think you're just taking it too far or even too seriously. I think too, this person maybe this relates to some sort of boundary that could have been laid out for you. Or even a boundary in their personal life, but they relate to, like, let's say you told somebody, let's go back to it's easier to point out like romantic friendship type stuff. I mean, sorry, romantic relationship type stuff. Let's say that you have a partner and your partner had best friends and you're like, I don't want you talking to that person anymore because they're an ex of yours and I just don't feel comfortable with that because you have dated before. And if they're like, yeah, that's fine, no problem. But then let's say they change their mind. They're like, hey, I still like, and their boundaries, like, "Hey, this somebody who I still really care about and who's a friend of mine, but I'm not going to do anything that would break your trust. This is somebody who we've been friends for quite a while now, like, long before, long after we dated, and I still want this person to be a friend of mine." And let's say, like, that's a kind of boundary they lay out, and you're like, "No, I will not do that. You cannot do that. If you wanna be with me, then you can't be around this person because I don't like you don't basically trust this person to uh cheat on you. Like it's giving very much those examples. With koala here. Well, let's talk about hematite a bit more because with mental strength, I think a lot of you have had to I have to emphasize this again, how you've had to put up these walls for yourself, these barricades to keep you protected and safe. So that again, other people can't hurt you has in the way that you've been hurt in the past. So it's like you have these barriers up. You maybe have these certain like requirements for people who are in some sort of friendship or romantic relationship with you. So it's hard for people I think to get in for you because with the koala saying speak less and listen more, I think probably do self-reflection after the fact a bit, but then you keep that to yourself. You don't it's hard for you to apologize or to admit when you've been wrong. And you're a strong person without having to lash out. You're a strong person without having to place restrictions on other people. And other people cannot be blamed for the wrongdoings of other people in your life, past or present. So we just can't, yeah, place these burdens on other people. And that includes this other person who I think is being actually very reasonable. I think they're very logical and level-headed, but I think for some reason you're just thinking that they are lying as it relates to this situation. But Spirit is saying that they are being logical, you are not. But that Spirit is saying they understand where this comes from and the pain and the hurt from the past, but we can't continue allowing that to dictate your life anymore. Speak less and listen more is saying that Spirit wants you to also hear the other person's side and also learn to trust people more. Instead of just placing walls around yourself and believing the worst in people, Spirit wants for you to be more trusting, even if that means that you will end up getting hurt. Spirit is saying that, and this doesn't mean trust everybody or anybody, but if you are able to find yourself having the ability and the capacity to trust somebody and to love somebody, then you have to allow yourself to also be set up to potentially get hurt. And guess what? In any sort of relationship dynamic, people will get hurt. It's very rare that you're just like in a friendship or whatever, and people don't get hurt ever. People don't hurt each other's feelings, even if it's minor stuff. But I feel like for you, you take things that could be minor to more of the extreme, where again everything feels kind of like a personal attack. And with this Seven of Wands here, this indicates to me that you're unwilling to back down, you're unwilling to see another person's side, because you think you already have all the information, that you have the story, and you've also, I think a lot of you try to predict the future, like, you know how people are going to think or act, so you just assume that that is fact already, even though it hasn't happened yet. You don't actually have you don't like, it hasn't happened yet, so you don't know for sure, but you feel that you know as if it is for sure. And so, I think a lot of you think that you could be using your intuition in those kinds of instances, but Spirit is saying it's really just trauma response popping up and self-protection. I see that probably this other person is kind of fed up with you right now, so you gotta be careful with that, because I feel like they might not wanna be talking to you much right now, or they might limit contact with you if you don't apologize, or you don't realize where you've done wrong, is really the way that this comes across. I think this person knows very strongly who they are, and they know what they can and cannot tolerate. And so if you don't apologize, this might be one of the, like, if not the last straw, one of the last straws for this person to not really talk with you anymore, because it feels also like they're somebody who wants to have a meaningful conversation. They don't like assumptions when things are just assumed, and they don't like when people don't have reason to not trust them. So what this other person wants from you is to apologize, but not just apologize. They really want to know that you are trying to process and understand where you went wrong in the situation as it pertains to you thinking that they are lying. And I think if you work on your communication better, that it will help with fostering this kind of relationship in whatever capacity that it is here. But I think most importantly, this will be most crucial and beneficial for your own life, because I would imagine that this happens for other relationships as well, or it's happened in the past. And so you have to really evaluate your own wrongdoing in those situations and look at how you acted and look at how you treated other people. Because it feels like, I'm not saying it's not that you were inconsiderate of other people, but it's just that you have such passionate, strong emotions that they come out wrong, or they come out so strongly and intensely, so it overpowers other people in any arguments that you get in. And it really makes other people not trust you as much as you don't trust other people. It makes other people not trust you the way that you treat them, or the way that you assume that people are lying. The way that, even if, like, you were to have all the it's reading as, even if you were to have all the information in the world that this person isn't lying to you, you'll still try to come up with a reason, because that's just a way to protect yourself in the situation. It's a way to make the other person the villain and not you, right? And that relates, I think, for many of you, to prior situations where maybe in past situations other people were like the quote unquote villain. But I think there's also situations where you don't realize that you have been the negative person as a result of any of these past hurts, because of protecting yourself. So now it's like you have turned into what you despise the most in some ways, not always, right? I don't know everything you've been through, but there's a lot of healing work that needs to be done on that. I see that this is a very much a time of needing to dissect things. I see it being a long process of needing to realize where you've been wrong in situations, just because there's been such this coping mechanism of, no, I'm always in the right, or no, the other person's always wrong. And so it's a long process, but Spirit wants you to go through that now. And even if it makes you sad or upset with yourself, Spirit is saying to not hold shame and to realize that certain things did make you strong, but now they don't serve you. And now it's time to grow as a person, to move on from any past wrongdoings that have been placed upon you, so that you don't continue the cycle of placing any harm or wrongdoings onto other people. There's a capacity and there's an ability for you to grow from this, but you need to. I see it being very difficult for a lot of you, and if you make mistakes, you say things you don't mean, or you wish you didn't say out loud. Spirit is saying that that's likely to happen. This is a process of healing, but you can get through it if you. It's gonna take a lot. Like, I'm seeing somebody like climbing a very, very rugged terrain mountain. Like, this is going to be a very hard journey, but I know that you can do this. It will help you feel a lot more at peace and calm if you're able to release these energies. I'm saying all this so, but I feel like a lot of you are gonna, like, if you slip up, then you'll just, or if anybody does treat you badly, then you're gonna be falling back onto this sort of mindset. So I see this being like a lifelong journey. Please don't give up on yourself. And part of protecting your peace is keeping the peace yourself, like you being in control of what you can do to maintain peace. Let's go into the guidebook now. Let's go for the card descriptions on your side first. So we have 19 Hematite Mental Strength, Root Chakra, page 34. It's time for you to ground your energy. You need to recenter yourself to regain balance in your life. Take time today to care for your mental and physical health. When your physical body is healthy, your spirit is healthy, and everything comes into equilibrium. It is very important for you to have balance in your life. You can achieve this by focusing on what is important to you. What do you like to do? What brings you the most joy? Alleviate stress. That's the thing, too. I think a lot of you are just unhappy with your lives, too, until you take it out on other people right now. So Spirit is saying that you gotta have healthy outlets and find things that make you happy. And also not finding happiness only through other people. Alleviate stress by consciously choosing to have more fun, get creative, and be active. Think outside of the box, try different things, and enjoy new experiences. If you have a tendency to overthink things at the moment, take a moment to relax and see if you can look at the situation from a different point of view. That's really what the cards are saying. Seeing the other person's perspective. Once you decide what you want to do, stand firm in your beliefs. Know that you are very powerful. You can use your positive energy to help heal and inspire others. Hematite is associated with the root chakra and is known as the stone of the mind. To help ground yourself, you may like to wear a hematite bracelet or have a hematite crystal in your pocket. Hematite is also known as a very cooling crystal. Like, when you touch it, it's cold oftentimes. So it's good for people with circulation issues or for people who run hot. And I think for you, it's like if you emotionally run hot, hematite would be a very good stone for you to carry around with you. Now let's go to Koala. Empathy, Speak Less and Listen More, page 69 is where it starts. It seems that a lot of folks use lots of words, many more than are really needed. It's rather narrow to consider communication to always be about words. You can fill the air with words and sometimes even use them to cloud deeper sentiments and feelings. Talking so much can take away from the elegant pleasures inherent in stillness. As the old adage goes, be still and know I am. Talk less and you'll find immense opportunities to not only listen, but to really hear. Even though it might sound strange, you can even hear silence. Get to know others in a different way. Ask simple questions, then tune in not only to the words they say, but more important, to the subtle body language with which they express the words. You'll pick up nuances of feelings and meaning, some that even the speaker isn't aware of. Listen closely as you walk through the woods. You can hear the sound of your heartbeat and breathing, the songs of birds, and the whispered crunch as various critters make their way through the forest. Make it a point today to speak as few times as possible and only when absolutely necessary. Instead, use your ears, eyes, and physical senses as a conduit for a more profound connection with and understanding of the world around you. Additional associations: rest, detoxification, safety, and sensitivity. I think, yeah, that's perfect for you. I think a lot of you are very sensitive, but in a way that it's okay to be sensitive to a point, but there gets to be a point where you're just harming yourself in the process. So also with rest and detoxification, like getting rid of those bad habits, those negative thought processes, um, and with safety even. Spirit is saying you are safe. You are fine where you are now, but that your actions that you're doing and the words you're saying to people are what's making you not have fulfilling, happy relationships with people. So let's go to clear quartz now, number 14. And it says, meditation crown chakra. Today is a wonderful day for you to reconnect with who you are and who you'd like to become. Your spirit guides and angels are trying to help you connect with them. Ask them for help on any matter and listen for their response. A great way to tune in with them is by calming your mind and meditating. When you meditate or connect with spirit, it's important that you protect yourself physically. Just imagine yourself surrounded by a bubble of white light and ask for protection from your spirit guides and angels. So I wouldn't be surprised too if a lot of you aren't in contact with this person anymore. They probably won't really want to talk with you, and so just leave them be if that's the case. But also, yeah, with what it's saying in here, like this person seems like a very calm person, that they're very intuitive as well. That helps guide them with their logic. When you meditate, you also connect with your higher self, which can assist you to live with greater purpose and make progress on your spiritual journey this lifetime. When you take time to develop a more conscious relationship with your higher self, you also tap into guidance from the wisest part of your being. You don't need to just sit still to meditate. You may also like to meditate by running, walking, swimming, or listening to music. The important thing is that you take time out to calm the mind and refocus on the present moment. Remember also to re-energize yourself regularly with good food, exercise, and a positive outlook on life. Yeah, I feel like this person probably already does a lot of things that bring them joy and happiness. By the way, I do want to say a lot, like, y'all aren't bad people. I just think you've been hurt by the past, and that's, well, here's what I want to say. If you like know the things that you're doing that are bad and you're purposely not changing them, and you think that it's fine to still be like quote unquote bad in any way, then that's on you. That's what can make you a bad person, but if you are working on it and you make mistakes, like, that's fine, we're all human. So even though I'm saying this person seems like a good level-headed person, if you believe in yourself, you can get there one day. Lion courage, ask for what you want. Starting on page 72. Don't assume that others in the world around you will know at any given moment what your preferences and desires are. You must announce them, speak out directly and clearly. If you do state your wants and needs, the worst that can happen is that you won't get what you want, but I'll guarantee you that if you don't ask, you're much less likely to get what you want. I think, yeah, this person is definitely somebody who's not afraid to speak how they're feeling and what they're thinking and what they would like. First, ask yourself what it is that you want, whether something simple like a request to pass the salt or something more daring and complex like a hug or kind word from a loved one or friend. The more personal your desires, the harder it can be to ask, but really, what's at risk? That someone will say no, that you won't get what you want, that you'll be shamed or scorned. It's going to take courage. Also, I want to say it feels like this person has been through a lot too, but they've just like dealt with it in a different way, or they've done the healing work on their end. You can be afraid and still risk expressing your wants. The flies in the face of all of your earlier training to keep quiet and suffer in silence, but why continue being a martyr, denying yourself the privilege of receiving? It makes life a lot easier to know the power of expressing your desires. Additional associations: ferocity, nobility, dignity, and assertiveness. Yeah, I think that this other person, I think a lot of you get triggered by this person's energy just in general. So I think no matter what they do, I think for some reason the kind of person they are, I think when people are in a state of not fully expressing themselves or feeling like they don't have as much as other people, then people can take that out on the people who have more or who are happier. Do you get what I'm saying? So don't be that kind of person. You have the ability to heal and all of that. I will leave it at that though. Thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Or that you at least got some important information through this. If you like the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack at all, and you can update your comment again sometime in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out my Well, I was gonna say, you can subscribe to my channel, and you can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel, and you can check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR. There'll be a link in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 3C, and take care. Hello, 4D, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards pulled here are Three of Pentacles upright, the World upright, Queen of Wands upright, the Hanged Man upright, the Star in reverse, and then the Emperor upright. And then for you, your energy is represented by two Angelite, Angels, throat and crown chakras, and Coyote, Wise Fool. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. And then we have 28 for the other two cards. It represents the other person or other people involved. And so for that, their energy is represented by 28 Moonstone, Moon Cycles, Crown Chakra. And Monkey Ingenuity, the situation calls for adaptability and innovation. And then the Angel Answers Oracle card we have here is listen to your intuition. So, sorry. Just had finished, I finished lunch like almost an hour ago, but when you have ice cream, then yeah, I don't know. Are y'all like that? It's not even dairy. I'm vegan, but it gets like the phlegmies. Anyway, for you all, I will say, is this person lying to you? I think for most of you that somebody could be lying to you. For some of you, it could be not. I think it more so leans toward yes, but of course it says listen to your intuition, so Spirit wants you to listen to that more than anything. But I will say, I think that this person or these people that potentially lied to you, they did this to protect you in this situation. Now, I know some people feel differently about whether or not white lies should be told or if people should lie to protect people. But I feel like in this instance, it actually wasn't a bad thing. So if you were lied to, I get a sense that it's not something you should worry about. We have the Hangman here, so either way, I think you shouldn't worry about the situation and if somebody lied here because it feels like this is something that won't impact you or your relationship with this person moving forward, or if it does, Spirit is saying that it shouldn't. Spirit is saying that, well, here's the thing. Actually, I think you should talk about with this person, but I think once you talk about it with this person about, like, if they were lying, I think the other person will eventually maybe fess up to lying or telling a slight lie, like a half lie, half truth. I think most of the people in the situation will come forward, and even if not, I just feel like with the Hangman, Spirit's saying this is something that shouldn't leave a big mark. But since the Queen of Wands is here, that makes me think, also it's very Sagittarius quoted, so is the world, because it makes me think of traveling the world and all that. Um, but I think if you were to talk it out with this person, either one of you could bring it up first. But if you're still worried about it and it's a pressing issue for you in your mind, you could bring it up. But because I think the other person might think that it will just be like you'll both just be able to move on from it, which I still see the other way. So maybe you will need to be the one to talk about it, but I think that if you talk it out with this other person, that they will also, I think you have very similar energies I'm seeing here, even if you look at Angel Eye and Moonstone. To me, they're very similar in their energies. Even Coyote and Monkey, I feel like will be. I just feel like you're very similar to this person as well. Which is why I think this person knew that if they told the full truth, that you would have been hurt. So it's like they kind of lied or told not. For some of you, I will say, I think it could be actually for quite a few of you that it's not even like it's one way or the other, a full lie or a full truth. I really do feel like it's more of that gray area. And just maybe just depending on how you look at it or the certain verbiage that's been used in terms of the person's saying their statement and you know what I'm saying? Like them saying something and you having to decipher if it's a lie or not. I think the person was clever in how they tried to maneuver around if something was a lie or not, like saying if it wasn't a lie, If they weren't lying to you, then I feel like they were very careful with their words to make it seem less like a lie if it were exposed that it actually was. But you know the energy this gives me? Like if you are in a friend group and your friend doesn't text you much over the weekend, but usually y'all text a lot more, maybe you get together often. But then it comes to be like Sunday night or Monday, and they're like, "Sorry, I was busy this weekend." And they're like, "Oh yeah, I was just busy with like running errands and doing chores or like taking after the children or any of that." And then you find out maybe they were hanging out with other people in the friend group, and then you get upset by that. It's very much that kind of vibe. Ooh, Three of Pentacles too. So I think this could involve like friendship groups or groups of people. It could be a family group, but I really get the vibe for many of you that this involves friends. Or even like a partner. And it's like they didn't get back to you and they just told you, "Oh yeah, oh sorry, I was like asleep," but they're really hanging out or catching up with friends. It's very much that vibe. So in that instance, you have to remember people have free will. Like people can still care about you and the relationships they have with you. And that doesn't mean, first of all, they shouldn't have to lie about it, but there must have been like some sort of history there where maybe you get upset if you aren't included. Just because you aren't included once doesn't mean that you can't be included other times, right? Sometimes people just want to hang out with certain people in a group or one-on-one, or that could be the thing too, like if somebody's hanging out with somebody else one-on-one. So that's why like you're not there or even other people aren't involved. So I think if you were to talk to this person, you would be able to, you know, if you come at it in a situation similar to that, let's say if you're like, "Hey, were you hanging out with other people? I just like get an intuitive feeling, or I just feel like that's the case." You can tell me if that's true, and if I've ever made you feel bad in the past for hanging out with our friend groups without me knowing, then I'm really sorry. Like I won't be mad. I just don't want you to lie to me, and I won't bring it up after this. But is this true or not? You know what I'm saying? And they could say if it was a lie or if it was not. So, yeah, I did say that for most of you, I feel like there could be some, like, half-truths here, and more so, like, yeah, on the so technically, are you being lied to? Like, yes, a lot of you, I would say more than half, but maybe around 60%. 60, yeah. Some of you, maybe it is a case where it's like, "No, I swear," like, in that kind of situation, it's like, "No, I swear, I wasn't hanging out with people, I did take a nap, or I was running errands," right? So, just use your intuition, but I feel like in this situation, it's not a big deal either way. I just think it's something where you feel hurt by it because it's okay, in those situations to feel hurt if you're excluded, for example. It's okay to feel hurt if um people were not fully telling the truth. Like it's okay to feel hurt by things. But I think for this group, you have to remember to regulate your emotions and to not feel like people hate you. I feel like this group have to remind you, people don't hate you. People love you, people cherish you and spending time with you. Not everybody's going to be around you and spend time with you or talk to you all the time, right? And that's just as it relates to my examples I was saying, but I think the examples I was talking about really relate to either this situation or this person, or at least in the past it has a lot for many of you. So, with the Emperor, that does talk about taking charge, taking action. So, if this is something that's bothering you, then paired with the Queen of Wands, which is mirroring it. Also, I love how the world is mirroring the star, which is reversed. Oh, I love when the cards mirror each other. Freaking love it because the world and the star, like very otherworldly. Anyway, and I hardly ever pull the world. But okay, Queen of Wands, Emperor. If this is something you really feel like you want to press this person about, come about it at a gentle angle and y'all can have more of a conversation. And hopefully you can build more trust there. I think with a lot of these stacks, obviously if you're asking about if you're being lied to and you're not trusting this person fully, and that's why you're looking at this spread, then it makes sense that there obviously is at least trust issues as it relates to this person or situation. But Spirit is saying that this really isn't something that should be regarded as a big deal. It should be something that is, even if the person did lie, Spirit is saying the hangman, just let it go, let it be, and don't have it impact you. You can still be upset with it, the information you receive for a bit, but eventually you just have to release it, and I see you being a lot lighter when you release that. And I think there's a lot of little moments like this that happen in your life, and just releasing them, you'll feel much lighter when all these things are released. But there does appear to be a pattern of maybe people thinking you overreact or people thinking you will take things the wrong way and will be saddened. Like with one of the other stacks, I was really getting the vibe that uh the energy of the person who is watching this video, like for one of the other piles, right? I felt like they're more angry. I don't know if that was pile 2 or 3, I don't remember. But they can get more angry when things don't go their way or when they think people are lying to them. But I think for a lot of you, you mainly will freeze or shut down. Maybe spend some time away from people. That's just the overall vibe I'm getting. Excuse me. Again, I have the echo reduction on, so I never know if y'all can hear like some random noises, but yeah, so I get this is something that shouldn't be worried about. With the star in reverse too, I feel like that could further indicate for some of you that this is a situation that you won't like the information you hear, but I don't see it being earth-shattering, like an earthquake or anything, right? I see this being something that, okay, you don't like the information you have, but with the world in reverse, it's like, in the hangman, let's just start afresh. Let's just move on from this. I see that there's a lot of forgiveness involved, potentially from both sides. And I see like people hugging. So I see this being something that can be resolved and that I feel like there's a lot of love between you and this person. You really care for each other, and so neither of you wants to hurt the other person, which is why when situations like this arise, it's good to just talk it out because I feel like like I said earlier, you are a lot like this person, but also you both share like an equal amount of love between each other. So I feel like this should be something that is able to be resolved. And hmm. Also, I will just say, with some of you, because the world is here, this could relate to traveling of some kind. I don't know, like, what specifically, but, like, while you were away, did you do this? While you were on vacation, did you do this, you know? Or, oh, you know what it reminds me of? If people are on vacation, but they forget to get somebody a souvenir, so then they, like, go on Etsy or somewhere, like, online, and they buy something that is, like, a quote-unquote souvenir from that place. It's very much vibes like that, where it's like, the energy of this reads is very innocent. So it doesn't feel like something should be taken as seriously, like, you're still able to be upset by things, but it seems like this is something that maybe even in the future too, I can see you laughing at, being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I was so upset by that," or, like, "I can't believe that you forgot my souvenir, but you just, like, poke fun in a way with that." This seems like something that's very light and airy and shouldn't be regarded as if you are taking it more seriously, Spirit is saying you really need to let loose. Like, this is something that's fine. Don't take everything so seriously or straight to the heart and think that people are like, it's an attack on you. It's all okay. Three of Pentacles upright indicates to me further that for me, the word reunion came to mind. So if there's somebody you're not talking to right now, I can see there being a reunion. And even if you don't talk as frequently with a certain person or certain people, I see that you don't hate this person, like, you don't hold any regrets, and you don't hold any judgment. If there's any judgment that's being held, I see that being released. And also with Coyote Wise Fool here, it makes me think that in angels, I think a lot of you could be very gullible, which is why maybe because of past circumstances and situations, you don't want to be considered the fool. But Spirit's like, I think the innocence that you hold is very honestly, it comes across as very beautiful and very cute and very cool. So don't be ashamed of like some people say it is gullible, but maybe you've just been more trusting, right? That's really what it is. People say you're gullible for believing me when I say, look here, like that celebrity's over there. But really it's just like you're trusting that. So because of anything in which people have taken your trust for granted or people have claimed you to be gullible. I think some of you are maybe on edge with certain things. And so Spirit is saying it's good to have I think a lot of you are actually well, I talked about the trust issues earlier, but I think generally speaking, throughout your human life in this lifetime, you've been a pretty trusting person. So Spirit is saying, don't let this be the moment where trust issues come out because this moment it isn't worth it for that to be held in this moment. There's a lot worse moments in your life where you could have maybe been less trusting of people, but in this situation, even if somebody was lying, it doesn't feel like it's the end of the world. Hopefully, if they are lying, they are able to express that they are, but ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to listen to your intuition if people are lying. Think about if you're being hypervigilant anyway. Think about also intuitively if you're being told, like, hey, just drop it, don't even worry about it. Because this feels fine. It feels all good. Let's go into the guidebook for any extra clarification. Let's start with you, number 2, Angelite Angels, Throat and Crown Chakras. You have been drawn to Angelite because the angels want you to know that they love you and would like to communicate with you on a more regular basis. Also, I love how you pulled angels in the intuition card this year. Moon Cycles, Moonstone is very intuitive too. Also, these are or those two, Angelite and Moonstone, are connected to Divine Feminine energy. So, any of those keywords, Divine Feminine, doing anything with intuition, listening to more pick a card readings, or paying attention to signs as well. I think Spirit has been trying to send you messages intuitively as well as in the form of physical signs, so pay attention to those. Okay. Your angels send you messages and okay. That's a lot of what I just said. Your angels send you messages and signs to let you know they're with you. Wait, did I already read that? I don't even remember. Anyway, look out for these signs. You may find a white feather or a coin with a significant year on it, or you may see a bird, butterfly, or dragon which hovers near you or tries to get your attention. Know that you are not alone. The angels in the universe will provide all that you need. All you need to do is ask and have faith. Talk to your angels by asking and praying for whatever it is that your heart desires. It is easy to talk to your angels. You do not need to speak out loud. You can talk to your angels in your mind at any time, in any place. Angelite is also a crystal for communication. It helps you to speak your truth. If you have something important to say, your angels can help you to communicate the right words with love and compassion. That's beautiful for you. That's very beautiful. That's what I was saying. Talk about it in a way that's light and airy and isn't going to come across as aggressive. And that will be the most conducive for you. And then let's read Coyote in here because that is also relative to your energy. Okay, Coyote, wise fool, accept your follies and find the teaching in them. Pause for a moment. Think of those times when you've acted thoughtless or foolish, perhaps even recently. How did you feel? Embarrassed? Ashamed? Well, it's time to let it go, to stop attacking or shaming yourself. It's not just about forgiving yourself or blandly accepting these instances. Wait, sorry, I kind of like the pause for a so maybe with the situation, maybe you've said some things that you didn't mean, or yeah, just acting in a way that was a little bit childish. But it comes across like not that I think people understand the situation. You're not like a bad person. I definitely don't get that. I think you're a very good person. So is the other person involved. Um, yeah, so any apologies you need to give to others or others to you, I just see either way that being good. Okay. It goes way beyond that to loving the fool inside, that part of you that with such childlike innocence behaves in a way that sometimes brings on social or self-condemnation. That's what I was talking about, the innocence that y'all have. Oh my god, I love that. Okay, to sincerely and deeply love that part of you surpasses rote forgiveness or bland acceptance. It opens you to loving yourself unconditionally as well as loving the foibles of others. The burden of such shame is too great for anyone to carry. You must see these idiosyncrasies with a sense of humor. When you do something foolish, the sooner you can laugh about it, with yourself, not at yourself, the sooner you can move to a place of true self acceptance. It's often only later, when we can look back at these situations, that we can discern the more important lessons and the wisdom contained within them. Additional associations: trickster, sociability, adaptability, and wisdom keeper. And I love how one of your keywords is adaptability, and with monkey we have adaptability too. So that's what I'm saying. Like you and this other person have very similar energies, and I love that. Now let's go to the other guidebook again for Moonstone, number 28, Moon Cycles Crown Chakra. It is time for you to pay attention to the moon and its cycles and what effect they have on you and your moods. Many of us are very connected to the moon and its energy. How do you feel during the full moon? Do you feel energized or do you feel emotional and tired? We all react differently to the moon. When Moonstone appears in your reading, it's a reminder that it may be time for you to go within and tune into what your normal biological rhythms and cycles are, particularly if you are a woman. Focus your attention inwards today. Try to listen to what your physical body and your intuition's telling you. What is it that you need to do to balance yourself out? Perhaps you need to focus more on how you relax and sleep. If you are in need of rejuvenation and a deep, restful sleep, feel the soft, nurturing energy of Moonstone wash over you as you rest well tonight. Moonstone is associated with the crown chakra. It is an excellent stone to use in meditation and to connect with your intuition. See the intuition. I think too that maybe this person's going through a lot right now. And maybe they're under a lot of stress. They just have a lot of responsibilities right now. So maybe that's part of the reason why they haven't been as truthful in a certain situation or certain situations. So maybe it's to protect their own energy and their own peace right now, but that doesn't mean it's like an attack on anybody else. But it seems like maybe they need to really focus on their own self-care right now. That doesn't mean they should treat other people badly or lie, but I don't think it comes from a negative place, is how it is being read. Now let's go. So if you can help them, like help give them like a spa day or something, y'all forgive each other, and then or you forgive them, they forgive you. And then if you want to help them, like you can go to a spa day together or something, get your nails done together. I think that would be very cool. Something low key that's self-care for them while still socializing, or even if you just send them on their way like by themselves. Okay, monkey ingenuity. The situation calls for adaptability and innovation. No matter what's happening right now, you've got to be able to first adjust to the circumstances at hand, then generate creative solutions or ideas and act on them. The situation will require you to get your hands on it. Take a good look at it, use your intelligence coupled with your gut sense to evaluate it, then choose a course of action. Don't get rigid about your choice, however, as once you make your move, new factors will come into play and you may have to adjust your course again, sometimes very rapidly. Count on it. It's kind of like swinging from tree to tree. You have to be very quick in anticipating which branch to grab hold of. Don't get discouraged if one direction doesn't pan out. Just be willing to shift, and it will work out. From time to time, use that keen mind of yours to stop and assess what's happening, then continue on, perhaps with a slight change in course based on new information. Once you stop and look back, you'll see that every move was timely and purposeful. You have an amazing ability to move through life in a fluid and poetic fashion, whether or not you're aware of it. Just don't get stuck in old habits and routines. Trust in that, and you can do no wrong. Additional associations: dexterity, cleverness, inquisitiveness, and innovation. All right. Is there anything else I have to say? I don't think so. I think that pretty much sums it up. So, thank you so much, 4D, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. This is the lightest out of all the stacks, so it was good to end on this. Honestly, love that. If you like the video, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack, and you can provide updates on your comment in the future if there are any updates you would like to provide for us all to read. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out my other timeless pick a card reading videos located throughout my YouTube channel. And you can check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR. That will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 4D, and take care.